Hi, if you've wondered whether pyramids provide EMF protection, this video is going to be for you today because we're going to show you the outstanding EMF and 5G protection that's available from Stargate Pyramids. Hi, this is Charlie Zeitz with Stargate Pyramids. I've been meaning to do this video for quite some time, but due to our move to a new home and some other personal issues, I really haven't had time to do it, but we finally got the information put together today. Today we're going to show you just how outstanding the EMF protection, 5G protection is that's available from Stargate Pyramids. For those of you unfamiliar, we're going to be using what's called a Lecher antenna today. That's spelled L-E-C-H-E-R antenna. It's a device that was invented about 100 years ago by an Austrian scientist named Ernst Lecher, and it measures subtle energy fields. It has a specific reading and frequency for electromagnetic pollution, and that's what we're going to be using today as the basis for our testing results. Lots of EMF sensitive people have had outstanding results with the pyramid as well, and we're going to be doing videos talking to some of those people in the near future. But for those of you who like to see demonstrations with scientific instruments, this is the purpose of this video today. So we're going to be breaking this up into basically three parts. To begin with, for those of you unfamiliar with the Lecher antenna, we wanted to demonstrate its validity by using it to test some other types of EMF devices that are known to remediate EMF and 5G frequencies. And then second, we're going to test our new three-foot pyramid, both with and without quartz sand, and we're going to show you the differences between those two readings. And finally, we're going to do three examples with one of our meditation pyramids. One that's totally unenhanced, one with the quartz sand in the base, and finally, one that has both the quartz sand and the custom capstone on top. These are very exciting and very conclusive results, so let's get started. Before we begin testing pyramids today, we wanted to test a number of objects that are known to help remediate EMFs. And to do that, we've taken a new iPhone 10, I believe that this is. We have it, a YouTube video on, so it is active with respect to the receiving of Wi-Fi radiation. So you can see that there's a video playing right now on the iPhone. We're going to test it for the existence of electromagnetic pollution with a Lecher antenna. You can see as the antenna comes down, that proves the existence of electromagnetic pollution within the field around the phone. So now we're going to take the first object we're going to test is a cell phone EMF protection device that we use with this phone. It's made by a company called Palm, but we've also included on it a Q-Link EMF remediation device. So you can see here, there's the Q-Link button there, and this is the device that we're using for EMF remediation. So we're going to once again test for the existence of electromagnetic pollution. As you can see now, as we put the Lecher antenna over the cell phone, it's not going down, indicating that the electromagnetic pollution field that existed previously no longer exists, proving the validity of that EMF protection methodology. So now we're going to test a piece of shungite. This is actually a piece of shungite that you could hold in your hand, but you could use a sphere. You could use a shungite pendant as well. But we're going to test that now and demonstrate its effectiveness for EMF remediation. Once again, you see that the Lecher antenna is standing straight up, indicating that the EMF pollution has been remediated. And finally, we're going to use a tensor ring, another object that's known to remediate EMFs. And once again, we're testing for EMF pollution, and the Lecher antenna is standing up vertically, indicating the absence of the electromagnetic pollution field. In this example, we're going to take one of our new 3-foot Stargate Pyramids and test its ability to remediate EMFs with a cell phone that's hooked up to YouTube. We're going to do this in 2 different steps. This first example, there's no high crystalline quartz sand in the base of the pyramid pipes, and we're going to test that first, and then we're going to switch those out and show the EMF remediation abilities of the pyramid with the enhanced quartz sand in the base pipes. But to start with, we'll test for electromagnetic pollution on the cell phone without any remediation. And we see the existence of that field because the Lecher antenna is moving downward over the cell phone. Now we're going to put the 3-foot pyramid on top, and we're going to once again test for EMF remediation. And we see that there's still the existence of some EMFs as a result of, even though the pyramid is on top of the cell phone. So now we're going to change out the base pipes and put in those that have the enhanced quartz sand, and we're going to check for the difference in the EMF field. Just quickly, you can see this is an example of the pipes that we're going to be putting into the base of the pyramid. You can see the 2 corks, one on each end. Those are holding high crystalline quartz sand inside each of the base pipes. So now we've switched out the base pipes, and we have the high crystalline quartz sand inside the base pipes. We'll check for EMF pollution. And as you can see, a significant difference in the EMF field. There's virtually no EMF pollution showing up via the Lecher antenna now that we've put the high crystalline quartz sand into the base pipes of the pyramid. Now we're going to be doing this with one of our larger meditation pyramids here in a moment as well, and we're going to see some similar results. Be back in a minute. In this series of experiments, we're going to test the ability of Stargate meditation pyramids to remediate EMF radiation. Once again, we're using an iPhone that's turned on. It's got a video going on it right now, so it is receiving Wi-Fi radiation. And we're going to be doing 3 separate experiments. We're using the same medium-sized Stargate pyramid. However, we're going to do this in 3 different steps. This first step is a totally unenhanced pyramid. There is no capstone on the top, and also there's no quartz sand in the base of the pyramid pipes. So we're going to test and see first that we're going to see that the radiation is gone. And that's a very significant thing for those of you who want to use this nearby your computer. But now what we're going to do is I'm going to slowly pull the pyramid backwards and we're going to see how far out we can actually go before the Lecher antenna starts to pull down. And it looks like we're getting close to that now. I continue to pull it down. So now, at this point, we're at a point where, at least according to the Lecher antenna, the ability of the pyramid to remediate the EMFs is gone. So what we're going to do is to mark this location with a cup on the floor, so we'll know where that point is in relation to the other experiments that we're going to do going forward. So now the next step, we're going to replace the pipes in the base with those that contain quartz sand. So we're now into the second step of our experiment. We've changed the base pipes to those that contain quartz sand, and we're going to do the same experiment. You can see we've started back where we were before, but we've got this cup on the floor that's measuring the distance that the unenhanced pyramid was able to remediate the EMF wave. So we're going to start once again, and I'll start pulling back the pyramid and see how far we can move back. This one's a little harder to do by myself because there's weight in the base of the pyramid. I'm doing this one hand at a time, but we're going to get there. And how are we doing? Okay. All right.
Starting to move.
All right. So now we're out further. We were about 2.5 feet the first time, and we'll do another measurement, but you can see how much further we are in distance from the cell phone as we were before. We'll measure that, and we'll tell you how far that is, and we'll be back in a moment. Okay, this is the third and final part of our test. As you can see, we've marked the places where the first two pyramids stopped remediating the EMF field, the Wi-Fi field off of the cell phone. We're going to start at this point. It's just a little tough to move this pyramid now that it has the capstone and the sand in it by myself. But you can see we've got the custom capstone on the top of this pyramid now, and this pyramid also has the sand in the base pipes. So we're going to check once again for the presence or absence. There's no EMF field coming off of that cell phone right now. So I'm going to slowly move this pyramid back, and you're going to see that we're continuing to increase the distance all the way to as far as I can go to the end of this wall in our room, and we still are getting EMF protection. So I'm going to show you a picture going back the other direction of how far away we are from the cell phone at this point. We'll measure this, and I'll give you that exact number when we get back. But suffice it to say that when you put the sand into the base pipes, we've increased the ability to remediate EMFs and the distance at which it will work. And putting the custom capstone has increased that even further. So as we can see, this is only coming out in one direction. A pyramid with the custom capstone and the sand in it is going to have EMF remediating capabilities throughout a normal room size. So now that you've seen the results, I wanted to summarize those for you just briefly. We've seen that the Lecher antenna shows the ability of a number of different devices, including shungite, tensor rings, and traditional EMF remediation devices for cell phones are all effective, and it consistently demonstrates the absence of EMF pollution in the presence of those devices. But what we've also seen is that the Stargate Pyramid with the geometry of creation has a tremendously positive impact on the environment around it when it comes to EMF and 5G remediation. So we've noticed two important things. One, size does matter. We saw that the field was greatly enhanced when we went from the 3-foot pyramid to the 7-foot pyramid on an unenhanced to unenhanced basis. The field was much larger and stronger with the larger pyramid. So we did demonstrate, number one, that size does matter when it comes to the energy field, and specifically in this case with respect to EMF remediation. The second thing that we figured out were that the enhancements are very, very important. When we looked at the EMF, the distance that we could go away with the 7-foot unenhanced pyramid, it was about 2.5 feet before the remediation capabilities started to fall off as measured by the Lecher antenna. When we added the quartz sand into the pyramid base, we were able to go out to 5 feet. And I'm happy to report that we went out as far as 10 feet when we had both the quartz sand enhancement in the base pipes, as well as the custom capstone on top. We could have probably gone further, but we literally ran out of room in the room that we're using for this demonstration. So clearly, the enhancements to the pyramid enhance the EMF remediating capabilities of the pyramid. And that's not a surprise because the quartz sand and the custom capstones are amplifiers of the field that's naturally produced by the pyramid itself. So I hope this has been helpful to you. This is important information, I think, for all of us as we move forward into our 5G reality. I used to try to do EMF remediations up until a couple of years ago, but with the advent of 5G, it's been it would be virtually impossible to do this purely with a remediation program. So a pyramid is a very important component of your 5G and Wi-Fi remediation programs. I suggest that you look at others as well, but I do know that I sit in front of, when I sit in front of my pyramid, other than when I'm taping like I am right now, I have the pyramid around my desk chair and I have it in my room. So I would suggest putting them wherever you're going to be spending a lot of time and or places where you're going to be subject to a lot of 5G and Wi-Fi radiation. So as always, I thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Stargate Pyramids, press the button, and ring the bell, and tell your friends about Stargate Pyramids. Thank you for watching, and you have a great day.